I procrastinated so much on this one. So, surprise, surprise, the wipe's coming tomorrow. As far as my time, Pacific Standard Time, it's tonight at 1 a.m. I was supposed to make a video on how you're gonna make big money after the wipe. And well, let's just say I took my time. So this video won't be as in-depth as I wanted it to be, but I'm still gonna give you the information I still think it'll help you. One thing we know for sure with the wipe is that the hideout is here to stay, and that is gonna be your bread and butter, along with early task items, and of course the keys. Now when I say the hideout's gonna make you money, what I'm talking about is the items that you use in the hideout to upgrade the different stations. Also things that you can craft in your hideout that are used for the early tasks. So let's look at these slides and I'll show you exactly what you should be targeting to fill up your backpacks with so you can flip them all on the flea market and make a ton of money. So here we're starting with the hideout upgrade items. Now these things you're gonna find a bunch in toolboxes, med bags, sport bags, and also when it comes to the caches, I'll leave it to you guys to look up YouTube videos on where those are, but they can spawn almost any item in the game and can be very helpful in the early wipe. So as I said, here are the items you want to be focusing on. And the big thing is to go to spots on the maps that have high concentrations of toolboxes or med bags or sport bags or caches. Places I can think of top of my head is like the power station on Interchange. There's a bunch of toolboxes all close together. Also in the other room, you've got a few computers all close together where you're gonna be getting like your wires and cords and such. Just try to think of places like that on these maps that you can get high concentrations of these containers. And the great thing about these types of items is they're not going to be traditionally high traffic areas, so you may have a better chance at surviving your raids. Now, as I said, there are some things that you can use in your own hideout and craft into things that you can sell for good money. One of them is cords. At Workbench level 1, you can craft 8 wires from 2 power cords. It takes 1 hour and 58 minutes. To get your Workbench to level 1, you only need 2 screw nuts, 2 bolts, and then you need to buy a Leatherman tool. This will instantly construct, and you'll be able to do the 2 cords into 8 wires and then flip those wires onto the flea market. Now quest items. The quest items that I put on here for you to target are Salewas, gas analyzers, lunchboxes, tall cans of Tushonka, both types of croutons, 3M armors, tool sets, and these 2 shotguns. Now the TAWs, maybe not the TAWs, because if they haven't changed it, you are able to just buy it straight up from Skier and then give it to him for his task. But the MP133s are definitely going to be needed early. The reason I say both types of croutons is because if you get the ones on the left here, you're able to trade them 1 for 1 with Therapist, and the Amelia croutons are the ones that are needed for a Jaeger quest. 3M armors are easy to come by. You'll find them on plenty of scavs, but you'll also find static spawns of them on factory. Now when it comes to the Salewas and the lunchboxes, you are able to craft these in your hideout. So with the Salewas, all it takes is a painkiller, a white bandage, and a regular splint. It'll take you 22 minutes, but you need to have the med station to level 1. It only costs 25,000 rubles and it's an instant construction. Now with the painkillers, it doesn't have to be a 4 out of 4 charge. It can be a 1 out of 4 charge, so use up 3 and then save it for this crafting. The same thought process applies to the Salewas. They don't need to be 400 out of 400 to be able to be turned into Therapist for her task. People will buy them on the flea market even if it's 1 out of 400. So a quick little pro tip, you can use these as your heals until they get low and then sell them on the flea market or even turn them in for your own quest. This will save you a little bit of money instead of having to just pay Therapist to heal you at the end of raids. The lunchboxes can also be crafted. It's nutrition unit level 1. That's going to cost you 25,000 rubles. It'll take 2 phase control relays, and you also need to have your generator to level 1. But it'll instantly construct, and it only takes 1 thing of crackers, 1 small Tushonka, and a can of squash. It's 48 minutes, and you get the lunchboxes. These are needed for a Jaeger task early on. Actually, there's 2 Jaeger tasks this is used for, so very useful and should be lucrative on the market. So there it is, down and dirty. I know I wish I could have put more into this. I wish I could have showed you gameplay of like locations to go where you're gonna get high concentrations. Like I said, you know, the power station on Interchange, or even like the office sections on Interchange. There's a lot of computers in there. The back stores, like back of Goshen, back of Idea, back of Ollie, all of Ollie in general is gonna have hideout items. Places like that, think like that. That's what you're looking for. You want these hideout items. Another quick thing I want to say is that Reserve is a gold mine. Do not skip on Reserve. I know it's a risky place to go. People go there because it's a gold mine, sure, and they're going to bring their best gear. But if you're really that worried about it, you can do your scav runs on there. Scavs have an excellent advantage on that map because you can pretty much extract anywhere, whereas PMCs only really have 2 options, and definitely only 2 options in the early wipe. They're not going to have red rebels with paracords, you know what I mean? So at least run your scav runs on reserve. You can get out of there with pretty great money with almost no effort. And last but absolutely not least are the keys. Be sure to check every jacket you go by. If you're looking for a high concentration of jackets, consider running shoreline and just running through the village every single time. You can find incredible money through selling these priority keys. In closing, this is an update. It's a wipe. They may be changing what is needed for the hideout upgrades. They may be changing what is needed for the early quests. They may be changing what keys are more valuable just based upon what the loot spawns are going to be. They've already said they're changing some of the loot spawns. So obviously take some of this with a grain of salt. So that's it, guys. Now that EFT is putting out the wipe, I'll be streaming that almost exclusively on my Twitch channel. I have that link below and all my other socials. We'll see you guys. Go make big money. It's so hot.